race fans. The NASCAR SEGA Cup Series is finally back on YouTube, and we are getting ready for the Drydene 400 here at the Monster Mile. Now, my voice may not be completely up to snuff because I've just gotten over a cold, but I'm feeling well enough to record a race. We're going to be here for a long one here, 40 laps. Now, our front row consists of Levi McIntire out of Roush Racing here in his number 60, and right beside him is the winner the last time the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series was here, Steven Gonzalez. We had a co-commentator, Dylan Pote, but he's going to start this race from the 7th position. And Steven Gonzalez, he's going to try to He's going to look to try to polish his Dover crown and try to get another win here today. But he's going to have 41 other drivers to contend with here. Jonathan Zoll and Mitchell Collins are top two in the championship right now. They're going to have some work to do as they're going to start this race deep in the field. We're going to have some crazy wrecks and some pitch strategy end up happening here today here at the Monster Mile. What kind of racing will we see here? Well, we're just mere seconds away from those famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice and easy, long day. It's going to be a lot of adjustments. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is a real race here. We're going to have a blast tonight. I can't wait to get out there and get going.
As the drivers are rolling off pit road, here is your starter lineup for the Drydene 400. Turn 2 is going to be a real trouble spot for all these drivers, but Levi McIntire is going to try to do what he can. As I said in the pre-race ceremonies, the last time we were here at Dover, Steven Gonzalez ended up winning when he was driving the 55. And Levi McIntire, he's looking to try to get his first win of the season. The last time the 60 car was in victory lane was all the way back in the Budweiser shootout. But the pace car makes that hard left into pit road. What kind of racing will we see here at the Monster Mile? We're about to get here underway as the green flag is now waving here at Dover. Take a look at the TV2 camera. Like I said, turn 2 is that trouble spot. And oh man, the entire field actually got through it clean. But coming out of turns 3 and 4 for the first time here under green, Michael Norman will lead the very first lap. And oh man, we got a car on pit road. I think that was a 77 of Kyle Matthews, and it was. It looks like he didn't get going. And oh man, we got a few cars scraping the wall, and we already got problems. James Qualls has just went around as Levi McIntire. He goes to the inside to try to take the lead back from Michael Norman as he will lead them to the yellow flag. Oh man, that did not take long at all. As we see Kyle Matthews, he really didn't get going. And back here we see Zachary Fitzwater with some right side damage to that number 4 and the number 70 that I saw go around. James Qualls, and oh man, there's some damage to the left side of the 83. That's Dougie Shears. He also runs into problems here today, and I don't really see damage on anyone else. And no one is coming down pit road this early. Well, they managed to have one lap under green, but the very next lap we had some contact. Levi McIntire is still our race leader, so let's head to the replays and see what happened to the 83 and the 70. And here's what happened to brought out our first caution. Apparently, Fitzwater's teammate Sky Commas, he ended up smacking the wall at a turn 2, and that makes him go down right onto the 4. And James Qualls, he was just an unfortunate victim in that. Contact between Stewart Haas Racing teammates. Zachary Fitzwater ends up spinning right in front of Dougie Shears. And that's what sends the 4 around right into the 83. And James Qualls, he's just sliding down on the apron at the entrance of turn 3. And Dougie Shears, he's just along for the ride. As we see Qualls spinning backwards as Fitzwater, he's also doing the same. Just a small 3-car incident between these guys. And here we are back at Dover. We're going to restart on lap number 7, and no drivers have retired out of the race. Anyway, no one came down pit road. Levi McIntire is still our race leader. Second is Michael Norman. Third is William Brock. Fourth is Charles Sanford. Fifth now is Dylan Poteet. Sixth is Cody Lamas. Seventh is Joshua Mudd. Eighth is Brandon Crasta. Ninth, Stephen Colin. And rounding out the top 10 is Allison Rain. The rest of the top 15 are Steven Gonzalez, Dylan Young, James McLeod, Christina Bell, and Alex Ferranti. Now Kyle Matthews, he at the start of the race he failed to get going. He's one lap down, and I don't think his car is going to be slow. If he can manage to get another quick caution and stay in front of the leader, he'll be back on the lead lap. But who's to say what's going to happen here in the Monster Mile? I don't know if McIntire is going to get a strong start, but he's going to be on the outside of that 77 as the pace car makes that hard left onto pit road once again. I don't know if Matthews is going to get some help to try to get his lap back, but the green flag is now back out at Dover. And oh man, William Brock is already moving to the inside now. McIntyre continues to hang on to that lead, but Kyle Matthews, this is exactly where he needs to be if he wants to get his lap back. And oh man, it looks like William Brock, he's trying to go for the race lead right now. As a 77, he's trying to do what he can. And oh man, McIntyre, he got stuck in a 3 wide situation, and that's going to make him lose a ton of spots. But now William Brock, he's hanging on to that lead, but now here comes Charles Sanford now. He's all over the back bumper of that 42. William Brock, as of late, he hasn't really had that much luck. I'm trying to see where he is in the standings right now. William Brock, he currently sits 20th in standings, and he just lost the lead to Charles Sanford, a winner from Rockingham. He would love to try to capture his second win of the season here today at the Monster Mile. Heading back here, making his way into third place now is Cody Lamas in the 11. As we now go to aerial coverage now, Cody Lamas now sits all the way back by himself in third. And now we just had a battle for fourth. Stephen Colin just took that away from Joshua Mudd, and Josh Mudd, he just lost 4 spots right there after being stuck on the outside. And oh man, the caution is back out. The caution is back out once again as Charles Sanford will lead them to the caution. But now we have to take a look and see what happened. And oh man, RJ Bishop and Dustin Stoller, he's oh man, he found himself teleported to pit road. Simon Oscon is also on pit road. And oh no, Dougie Shears again. Oh man, he has issues once again. Zachary Fitzwater, he's also well, he just got his car service, and that right side damage just magically gets fixed, and this may have been all that happened. I don't see any damage on anyone else, as the leaders are now coming down to get their car serviced. We're gonna have to take a look and see what happened to brought out our second caution here of the day. Before we go to the replays to see what happened, this actually happened before the restart even took place. Alex Drydene ended up blowing a motor, and it turns out that it was a camshaft issue for the 14. So before that the restart even happened, Alex Drydene already took his car back to the garage area, and that just makes his season even worse. Alex Drydene right now, he is 24th in the standings after losing 11 spots last week. But oh man, this season just went from bad to worse for the 14. Now let's take a look and see what actually brought out our yellow flag. And here's having to brought out our second caution of the day. Like I said, that trouble spot out of the exit of turn 2, it looks like RJ Bishop, last week's winner, he had to get on the brakes to avoid getting into the 40 of Christina Bell, and that gets him hooked by the 98 of Aaron Macklin. Aaron Macklin right now, he's 6th in the standings as RJ Bishop spins out right in front of the 98. That number 17, his wheels are just locked up. He's just along for the ride right now. Mitchell Collins ends up avoiding him, but Simon Oscon wasn't so lucky, and the same goes for Dustin Stuller, as both the 91 and the 8 come in contact with the 17. Smoke pouring out of the 91, and oh man, it doesn't end there. As Dustin Stuller spins out, he gets clobbered by the 83 of Dougie Shears. Black smoke pouring out of both the 8 and the 83, so their days are most likely going to be done. Oh man, Dustin Stuller, over the last few weeks, he's been having really good finishes, made his way up to 17th in standings, but it looks like that small streak may be over. Here we are back at Dover once again. We're going to restart on lap number 15 out of 40. And we have more drivers who are now out of this race. They are Dougie Shears, Dustin Stuller, and RJ Bishop. Kyle Matthews, Zachary Fitzwater, and Simon Oscon are one lap down. Well, after pit stops, William Brock is still our race leader. Second now is Cody Lamas. Third now is Alex Ferranti. Fourth is Charles Sanford. Fifth is Tim Fiegel. Sixth now is James McLeod. Seventh is Stephen Colin. Eighth, Dylan Poteet. Ninth, Brendan Crasta. And rounding out the top 10 is Joshua Mudd. The rest of the top 15 are Cole Daly, Matt McIntyre, Steven Gonzalez, Levi McIntire, and Sky Commons. Now we got some lap traffic into the mix. If William Brock can somehow manage to stay ahead of him, but we don't know if Zachary Fitzwater and Simon Oscon are going to be slow. We know Kyle Matthews isn't slow. Once again, if he can stay out in front of the pack and get yet another quick caution, he can get back on the lead lap as the pace car makes that hard left onto pit road, and the green flag is now back out. And William Brock, he just takes off in that 42. He's not even gonna let Kyle Matthews even get a chance to try to get his lap back. And oh man, Stephen Colin gets into the wall, and there he goes again, and there's more drivers spinning out. Oh man, but oh man, Kyle Matthews and Zachary Fitzwater, they managed to get ahead of the 42, and I do believe that will put them back on the lead lap. Yes, it will. The 77 and the 4 are back on the lead lap as we have yet another quick caution. Oh man, I saw a lot of drivers go around, and oh man, there's Jake Rogers in the 94. Brett Kennenberg's on pit road, and oh man, Brayson Mitchell, he's also on pit road. There's Stephen Kohler, who smacked the wall and actually got turned. And oh no, there's Sky Commons. he got involved. Christina Bell, she's involved. Oh man, I saw a lot of cars spin out, but we got a few heavy hitters there. Sky Commons and Christina Bell looks like they were the ones that took the most damage. But let's take a look and see what happened this time. Here's having brought out our third caution, just Calamity Corner. I guess they were just trying to get around that slow 91 car, but Stephen Colin, he ends up giving that wall a hard smack, and as he is trying to come back down, right back into the racing groove, he gets turned by the 23 of Brandon Crasta as the 88 spins out right in front of the 23. He gives the inside wall a little hit as Brandon Crasta, he actually gets up right in front of Sky Commons. And oh man, Dylan Young, he also got involved here as he spins out right in front of the 41. As I'm trying to get a better view of this, as Brandon Crasta, he gets hit by Allison Rain. Nathan Ormond also gets into it. Rain's teammate Acosta also gets into it. And there's Christina Bell. Oh man, she slams right into the 10 of Sky Commons. And oh man, Aaron Macklin, he got into the back of his own teammate. And Dylan Young, you see him nearly barrel rolling. Oh man, it was just an accordion effect. Nathan Hudson's also involved in the 6 car. Let's bring it back a little bit. Trying to see who was all involved here. As we see, there's the first initial spin of the 88 of Stephen Kohler, and oh man, he gets clobbered by the 38 of Brett Kenningberg, but he manages to keep it going. As we head further back up here, let's bring it back just a little bit. As you can just see all the drivers just piling in. Seth Cole, he gets into the 23 of Brandon Crasta. And oh man, Mitchell Collins also got into it, but I think he manages to keep going. But this is the real meat of it back here. As you see, Christina Bell getting another tap from Aaron Macklin in the 98. Brayson Mitchell back here in the 41. He's also into it. And here we are back at Dover. We're going to restart at the halfway point of this race. And we have more drivers who are now out of the race. They are Jake Rogers, Brayson Mitchell, Christina Bell, Sky Commons, and Aaron Macklin. We still have 3 drivers 1 lap down, but they're all going to be slow right behind that 91 car. So hopefully we won't have another green flag lap run just for 1 lap. But anyway, our leader, once we get back underway, will be Charles Sanford. 2nd is Dylan Pote. 3rd is Joshua Mudd. 4th is Matt McIntyre. 5th is Steven Gonzalez. 6th is Joshua Osborne. 7th is Danny Wells. 8th is Michael Norman. 9th is Cole Deaver. And rounding out the top 10 is actually our points leader, Jonathan Zorlin. The rest of the top 15 are Mitchell Collins, Chris Darlington, Jessica Shelton, James Qualls, and Allison Rain. Pace car is making its way back onto pit road. Charles Sanford, our winner from Rockingham, is going to lead these guys off. But the question is, we're going to have to keep an eye on that inside line because you know they're going to have to go to the outside to avoid them. As the green flag is now back out, Charles Sanford and Dylan Pote have both indeed taken off. But oh man, Pote, he's all over the back bumper of that 34. And oh man, he almost took out the 34. Oh man, Pote really wants to try to get a win in that number 31 as he's looking to the inside to try to get the lead away, which he will do. New leader, number 31, Pote, as he takes it away. But oh man, Luca's gonna be coming behind him in 2nd place. Matt McIntyre. Remember, these two did get together all the way back at Ricky Raceway, which McIntyre did end up winning that race. And oh man, there was almost some contact at a turn 4 between Michael Norman and Jonathan Zorlin. Oh man, that could have been really disastrous. As Joshua Mudd, he's trying to, oh man, he's trying to be wary of the situation now. He manages to keep it going as it looks like he just fell out of the top 10. And oh man, Charles Sanford, he has dropped like a rock. As Cole Deaver, he nearly gets into the turn for a wall. And oh man, I'm really shocked that we're still going green. This is the longest green flag run that we've had so far here today. Heading back up to the front, it's still all about Dylan Pote, but Matt McIntire, he's trying to do what he can to close that gap. And Danny Wells, he somehow managed to find his way into the 3rd position. Talk about a driver who really needs a win here to turn his season around. Danny Wells, right now, he currently sits 42nd in standings, only behind Chris Darlington. Matt McIntire, he's trying to do what he can to chase down Pote, and the caution is back out once again. Oh man, well, we had a few laps under the green flag, but unfortunately the yellow flag is back out. And oh man, Tim Fiegel, he's completely up in smoke. Oh man, the number 19. This is not what Fiegel needed at all. I'm trying to see. And oh no, there's Brett Kennenberg. He's also damaged. He was one of the drivers that was a lap down. And oh no, Kyle Matthews. Oh man, after he just raced his way back onto the lead lap, he just took his car back to the garage area. He's done. As well as Nathan Orman in the 48. And I don't know, Stephen Cole, he just took his car back to the garage area. He's also done. And oh man, we got a few more drivers damaged. William Brock, who just took his car back to the garage area. Pole sitter Levi McIntire, he's also done. And there's Allison Rain in the 7, and she's done. Oh man, we had a huge wreck taking out a number of drivers. As we see the drivers now taking their pit stops. But now, let's take a look and see what happened to bring out this mess of a caution. And here's having to bring out this caution. Calamity Corner once again as Michael Norman, he gets hooked by the number 7 of Allison Rain, and that sends both of them towards the inside wall. As Michael Norman, he spins out right in front of the number 7 as they're both entering turn 3. Allison Rain with a lot of front end damage to her number 7. As we see Michael Norman, he spins out. And oh man, he actually gets hit by the 77 of Kyle Matthews. Oh man, nearly gets into Cody Lamas also. And there's Tim Fiegel, who I saw got a lot of damage. I need to see what happened to the 19. And oh man, up ahead, Allison Rain actually locks up her wheels. And oh man, Tim Fiegel ended up clobbering the back of her car. And oh man, Alex Ferranti, he actually gets into the 77. So that's what sent the 77 to the high side. And I think Kyle Matthews, he was trying to get to pit road, and he ends up getting hit by Levi McIntire. And oh man, Matthews also gets hit by Seth Cullen, Stephen Cullen. Brandon Krause gets into the back of Dylan Young, and oh man, Brett Kennett, oh god, oh man, William Brock, Brett Kennett, oh wow, oh my god, I almost have no words. I have to see, jeez. Okay, so Brett Kennenberg, he ends up hitting the pit road barrels, and then William Brock, he just kept going, and then Stephen Cullen, he actually sends the 42 flying over. Oh man, he literally sent him flying over across turn 4. Oh man, no wonder I saw so many cars involved. Stephen Cullen, wow, all these drivers back here took their cars back to the garage area. As we see Nathan Hudson near the bottom of the screen. There's Dylan Young with a lot of rear end damage. Levi McIntire also has rear end damage, and there's Allison Rain coming into it, and she gets into the back of Stephen Cullen. Oh man, just everyone just just in a pure just chaos right now. And here we are back at Dover. We are going to restart on lap number 29, where we're only going to have 12 laps to go. And, well, Nelly, do we have a lot of drivers who are now out of this race. We have Aaron Macklin, Brett Kenningberg, Stephen Colin, Samit Oskan, Nathan Ormond, Nathan Hudson, Kyle Matthews, Allison Rain, Levi McIntire, William Brock, Tim Fiegel, Michael Norman, Seth Cole. We only have 21 drivers left in this thing. Dylan Pote is our race leader. Second now is Matt McIntyre. Third now is Steven Gonzalez. Fourth, Danny Wells. Fifth now is Joshua Osborne. Sixth, Jessica Shelton. Seventh, Mitchell Collins. Eighth, Cole Deaver. Ninth, Charles Sanford. And rounding out the top 10 is Chris Dalton. The rest of the top 15 are James McLeod, James Qualls, Ryan Acosta, Zachary Fitzwater, and Alex Ferranti. And pretty much the rest of the field, Cole Daly, Dylan Young, Joshua Mudd, Jonathan Zorlin, and somehow Brandon Crasser, with that crumbled up of a race car, somehow managed to stay on the lead lap. But anyway, that's our entire field, what we have left. And we're only going to have 12 laps to go. The green flag is now back out. And I don't know if Cody Lamas is going to be slow, but he is one lap down. And oh man, he's trying to get some help from Steven Gonzalez to try to get his lap back. And oh man, Danny Wells just got turned! Danny Wells just gets turned, but can the 11 stay out in front of the 28 to get his lap back? And no, he cannot. Steven Gonzalez is still well, he just took the race lead away, and oh man, Danny Wells gets turned. And oh man, as you can see, the rear damage on the back of that number 12. Oh man, but now, since we're under 10 laps to go now, the field is gonna stay where it is. They're not gonna line up double file anymore. And oh man, I think whoever just spun out Danny Wells, I don't think he's gonna be too happy. This is probably Wells's actually decent chance to get a good finish. As we see Brandon Crasser, he's coming down pit road. But let's take a look and see what happened to the 12. And here's what happened this time. Once again, Calamity Corner strikes, but it looks like the driver that Wells won't be happy with is Joshua Osborne in the 1 car. Right there, just coming out of turn 2. I don't think Joshua Osborne let up one bit. And he just gets into the left rear quarter panel of Danny Wells and just flat out just spun him. Just a single car spin, and Wells didn't end up hitting anyone. I don't know if Wells is going to stay out or if he's going to try to come down pit road to try to get that fixed. Here we are back at Dover, hopefully for the final time. We're going to restart on lap number 34 with just 7 laps to go. Steven Gonzalez finds his way into the lead. He's looking to try to win his 2nd straight Dover victory. He's going to have a bodyguard right now, Cody Lamas, but the question is he going to try to spoil the party for the 28? Dylan Pote now sits 2nd. 3rd is Matt McIntyre. 4th is Jessica Shelton. 5th is Mitchell Collins. 6th, Cole Deaver. 7th now is Joshua Osborne. 8th, Charles Sanford. 9th is James Qualls. And rounding out the top 10 is Chris Dalton. The rest of the top 15 are James McLeod, Zachary Fitzwater, Ryan Acosta, Cole Daly, and Dylan Young. And the rest of the field, we have Jonathan Zorlin, Alex Ferranti, Joshua Mudd, Danny Wells, and Brandon Crasser. This is Steven Gonzalez, race to lose right now. The next thing he actually wants is another quick caution so he can keep leading. But the question is Cody Lamas gonna try to get to the inside to try to force Gonzalez on the outside? We do know that the 11 is up to speed, and the green flag is now back out. And Steven Gonzalez is gonna try to do whatever he can to try to pull away from that 11 car. Gonzalez trying to do what he can to try to run away and switch to the TV2 camera. And oh man, now Chris Darlington just got turned, and this is exactly what Steven Gonzalez needs right now. Oh man, he really needs these quick cautions right now. And oh man, more drivers just got turned out of turn 4. Oh man, as you see, Darlington, he teleported to pit road, and Alex Ferranti, oh man, he has a lot of damage to that number 9. And oh man, we got guys upside down, and I think one of them was Joshua Osborne. Cole Deaver, he has some damage, and yes, I was right, that was Joshua Osborne. Oh man, that may have been karma for what he did to Danny Wells on the last caution. Oh man, these guys, oh man, I don't know if we're even gonna have like much of the field left once this is over. Oh man, we actually might have a green-white checker once this gets settled. And oh man, there's some damage to Mitchell Collins and Cole Daly. Oh man, like I said, we don't know if we're even gonna have any drivers left for this. Fitzwater just took his car back to the garage area, and oh man. And oh man, Darlington just took his car back to the garage area. But oh man, let's take a look and see what happened. We had 2 wrecks in the same lap. And once again, you guys know the drill. Calamity Corner strikes once again. Heading out of turn 2, Chris Darlington ends up getting hooked by the 51 of James McLeod, as the 51 just turns the 82 around as he hits the inside wall. The 82 just slides towards turn 3. Chris Darlington, he was, I believe he was trying to get his, try his best to try to get into the top 10. And once you think it's all over, oh no, it's not over. As Darlington tries to turn his car around, he just gets clobbered in the right side by Alex Ferranti. I don't know what happened to the 9. He may have come in contact with Danny Wells, as the 82 just tumbles down in turn 3. I'm gonna have to bring it back a little bit to see what happened with the 9. And no, there was no contact. I guess he was just, I don't know. Well, I can't really explain that. I mean, all he had to do was just stay on the high side, and he could have avoided that. But that wasn't the only thing that happened. Something else happened at the front of the pack. There were more cars that went around, so let's actually see here. It may have, I saw Mitchell Collins up in smoke before we went back to live action. I'm trying to go to slow motion, try to see, and that may actually be what happened here. The yellow flag is already out. They're coming out of turn 4 now, and I'm trying to see where the initial contact happened. Matt McIntyre may have hit the wall, and nope. The 22 just gets loose, and that helps him gets turned. And oh man, further back, James McLeod, he also gets loose, and he gets into the 70 of James Qualls. Excuse me. And oh man, James Qualls, he gives the inside wall tap as Mitchell Collins, oh man, he comes out right in front of Joshua Osborne, and that sends him turning around. Ryan Acosta locks up the wheels to try to avoid the spinning 3 car, and he gets into the wall, and Joshua Osborne. Zachy Fitzwater also gets into it, and there's Cole Daly. He ends up finishing off Joshua Osborne. That's what sends him tumbling down in between turns 1 and 2. Oh man, the Monster Mile the Monster Mile is just taking everyone here today. But don't worry, this race is almost over, but I still have no idea who our winner is going to be. But let's head back to live action. Well, here we are, race fans. Hopefully back at Dover for the final time, hopefully. We're actually going to have ourselves a green-white checker finish. Hopefully we don't have another incident, and we have more drivers who are now out of this race. They are Chris Darlington, Alex Ferranti, Zachary Fitzwater, Joshua Osborne, Mitchell Collins, Cole Deaver, and James McLeod. Oh man, I might have to go back to the replay to see what happened with those guys. But anyway, here's pretty much the rest of the field now. Steven Gonzalez is still the race leader. Dylan Poteet is second. Third is Jessica Shelton. Fourth is Matt McIntyre. Fifth is Charles Sanford. Sixth, James Qualls. Seventh, Ryan Acosta. Eighth, Joshua Mudd. Ninth is Jonathan Zorla. And rounding out the top 10 is Dylan Young. 11th is Danny Wells. 12th is Brandon Krasner. 13th is Cole Daly. And 14th, right now running second, is Cody Lamas. Now, again, this is Steven Gonzalez race to lose. All he needs is one more wreck to happen on the next lap, which I really hope doesn't happen. But Dylan Poteet, he needs to try to do what he can to try to get around that number 11 car, as the green flag is now out. We're having a green-white checker showdown. Into the TV2 camera. Hopefully no one spins out anyone. And that doesn't appear to be the case. We're actually going to finish this race under green. We're coming to the white flag. But oh man, they're making it 3 wide for second place. And oh man, Poteet gets, oh man, Matt McIntyre and Poteet actually come in contact. But oh man, they're racing back to the finish. This is Steven Gonzalez's race to lose now. But now Jessica Shelton, she finds herself in second place. But it may be too little too late. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time, taking the yellow flag and the checker flag. Steven Gonzalez, he will capture his first win of the season, and he will win his second straight Dover race. He drove for Michael Waltrip Racing last season in the third chase. Well, actually, it may be the third or fourth chase race. But Steven Gonzalez, oh man, he wins this Wreckfest of a race, as he will take home the Drydene 400. Jessica Shelton, after weeks of flipping over and tumbling, she finds herself in second place here today. Dylan Poteet, oh man, you got to give it to the 31, but I don't think the rivalry is going to be over between him and Matt McIntyre. Both of them ended up tussling together back at Ricky Raceway. Excuse me, but it looks like Poteet came out on top this time, as he will settle for a podium third place finish. But this day will belong to Steven Gonzalez in the 28 car. Oh man. What can I say about this race and what happened here? Oh man, Steven Gonzalez will come out on top here today in this calamity of a Wreckfest filled race, as he will take home the Drydene 400. Joshua Mudd finally gets a good finish, ending up in fourth, and Jonathan Zorlin, our points leader, ends up fifth place, and that's only going to extend his points lead even more. Charles Sanford ends up 6th, James Qualls 7th, Danny Wells, despite getting taken out by Joshua Osborne, he still ends up with a top 10 finish. Ryan Acosta ends up 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Dylan Young. Matt McIntyre ends up 11th after the contact with Poteet. Brandon Krasner, with the kind of race car he had, he somehow manages to get a 12th place finish in that number 23. Guess it's that Monster Energy. Teammates Cole Daly and Cody Lamas ended up 13th and 14th. And pretty much the entire rest of the field was just out of this thing. From 15th all the way down to 42nd, we have James McLeod, Cole Deverell, Mitchell Collins, Joshua Osborne, Zachary Fitzwater, Alex Franti, Chris Darlington, Seth Cole, Michael Norman, Tim Fiegel, William Brock, Levi McIntire, Allison Rain, Kyle Matthews, Nathan Hudson, Nathan Ormond, Summit Oscon, Stephen Colin, Brett Kenningberg, Aaron Macklin, Sky Commons, Christina Bell, Brayson Mitchell, Jake Rogers, RJ Bishop, Dustin Stoller, Dougie Shears, and Alex Drydene. You know what? Let's take a look at Matt McIntyre and see what happened between him and Pote. Just coming out of turn 4 to take the white flag. I guess Pote may have gotten a little bit loose, and I guess McIntyre tried to do his best to back off, but that just killed all the momentum that Pote had, and Pote actually manages to keep going, but they had already taken the white flag, so they were going to race all the way back around. As McIntyre pretty much spins out at the back of the field with our small field. You already see the pace car already leaving pit road, but at that point it was already over. They were already racing back to the line, and Gonzalez, he pretty much had no competition. But oh man, what a way to truly end this thing. Man, there's not really much I can really say about this race, but Steven Gonzalez, he ends up on top of this thing as he takes home the Drydene 400. Well, it's finally time to leave this place. The next race, well, the next race may actually come down to a couple of factors. If I can find a way to get the track any fixed up the way I want it, the next race will end up being at Coda, but I'm not holding my breath. If I can't fine tune it to have some decent racing, since it is a road course, then the next race will be at Kentucky Speedway, since it wasn't on the NASCAR schedule last year. But either way, I'm sure you race fans will be happy no matter what I record. Well, we're finally done here with the Monster Mile. The NASCAR SEGA Cup Series will be back very soon, and we will see you next time either at Coda or Kentucky. Congratulations one last time to Steven Gonzalez for winning the Drydene 400, and we'll see you next time.